Yo, this Belo with Belo Vision Inspire Minds. Stay tuned. Hey, yo, what's good? This your boy Belo with Belo Vision, and today's topic is being a real man. I know y'all see it a lot of topics on Instagram and things like that, but today I'm gonna break it down for my behalf. It's only my opinion, but I'm giving some good knowledge and some good understanding of how it goes. Stay tuned. Number one on the list is controlling your emotions. Being a man, especially a man with a family, with kids, you have to be the backbone. So if you're the man and you're not controlling your emotions and you're sad, depressed, and crying all the time, and your kids and your wife is looking at you, it's going to be hard to build that structure when the structure of your playing field is uneven. So like building a house, it's like when you start from the basement and start from the bottom. If your lower level foundation is not good, the house is just going to crumble. Especially if it's a hurricane or something like that, and the wind blows real slightly, it's going to fall. So, you know, it's not saying that men not supposed to have emotions. The way I believe, though, is men not supposed to have emotions. But that's another story for another day. But if you do have emotions, try to control them because when you have a family, especially, or if you have a girlfriend or anything like that, you're supposed to be the leader and supposed to be lead the situation. The second is respect people that respect you. Being a man, you know, dealing with emotions as well, you go out and do crazy things. You disrespect people. You go out and just, you know, be the Karens or be the beta man that disrespect women for no reason. You know, rob, steal, kill, whatever it is, man. Most of that is off of emotions. I'm gonna give you a fine example. Tupac Shakur, he lived off emotions, and right before his death, he fought Orlando, and because Orlando supposedly robbed, allegedly, one of Tupac's label mates or friends, and then when he saw him, he jumped him. But that's the emotion and the respect for you and others, because you don't really know what the other person got going on, and it's being a man respectfully. You're supposed to respect people at all times. That respect you only. If they disrespect you, that's a different situation. All right. Rule number 3 is don't be a simp. Simp is the opposite of pimp, and a lot of people don't understand. You know, with every situation in life, like every job, you gotta have people that work at gas stations. You gotta have people that work at restaurants, because if everybody wanted to do the same job, this world will be a crazy place. But when it comes to simps, it has to be some simps. But the alpha men shouldn't be simps. You know, leave that to the betas, and we'll get to that later. But when it comes to simps, I know it's hard. You got, you know, your Instagram, you got social media, you got things where you got easy access to these women, OnlyFans and stuff like that. But you got to understand the difference between being a man and a simp. Because a real OG, if you're looking for, you know, relationship, you're looking for a special someone, it's a certain way to get it. You know what I mean? I'm not the type of dudes that say that, yo, you got to go to church to get a wife and stuff like that. No, she can be at the mall. She can be at the local grocery store. But when it comes to simping, if you're working, making minimum wage, or you're making $10 an hour, and you're trying to simp and spend all your check, and you got bills, you know, or you're living in your mom's basement, she got bills, you can use that money towards a business. You can use that money towards LLC, anything to better yourself, even YouTube, buy a camera. Even if you game it, buy a nice controller. So these things show me, you know, that being a simp is not good, because you're losing out on money and you're giving it to these models that's bragging like, hey, I made $100,000, I made $1 million this year. And they really don't care about you. You're never going to smash. They're never going to give you the opportunity. I seen a post the other day. A girl said, before you hit my DM, look at you and then look at me. But then the post before that, she was like, subscribe to my OnlyFans. So y'all simps is really looking at that and being like, yo, I'm still gonna try to get it because, yo, she want me. No, if she has 2.5 million followers and you're one of them, what is your chances? 10% chance. I could say 0% chance. Because even the dude that she's messing with, she probably knew him from high school, probably knew him from college. He's probably a big time promoter. He's probably Drake, allegedly. Pause. They're not messing with you guys because simps, you're at most of them at the bottom of the totem pole. Now you got simps that make good bread, but a real OG that makes good bread, he had to get to that point, doing something right. Meaning, like, you can't be rich and spend all your money and still be rich. So most simps are the guys that don't have it, in my opinion. So the next on the list is alpha male versus beta male. I'm gonna be doing a segment on this real soon, but like I said about emotions, most beta men has been raised by a woman, and that's not a bad thing. But a lot of these men that's raised by women find it where their emotions is like a woman. They act like a woman, and you can't run a family or have a wife and you have two women. If you notice, if you meet a woman, most of her friends and her peers are men. So she's like, oh yeah, my homeboy, or even if he's a gay man, you know what I mean? Most women adapt to more men because two women, it gets catty. It gets weird. So you can't be a beta man, and most beta men, they drink. They're not happy with themselves. They drink their life away. They beat women. They're abusive. I'm not saying no alpha man is like that, but that's more of a beta trait. Now, certain alphas can have beta traits, and that's where you have to understand, being an alpha man, these are the certain criteria that comes with it. And with an alpha, they're more leaders. They're not to lead the family. Most think that they're controlling, but you have to understand, most alpha men, they're not controlling. They just know what they want. They know the order. They know the structure. So most women will say alpha man is controlling because she wants to control. And we can go far as, oh, she's an alpha woman, alpha man. I think, an alpha man is supposed to, like, women are supposed to be emotional. Women are supposed to be depressed and all that sad, and the men supposed to help the women throughout their course of having anxiety and all this stuff like that. I'm not saying men don't have that, but we know how to control. We should learn how to control it more, due to we're not having all the emotions attached, just like the woman and the beta man has. Most men that grew up by men understand they turns to alpha mostly, like, grew up with their grandfather that took them to different jobs and how to do masonry and how to build this or how to do that, how to do that. It has nothing to do with being queer or not. It's all about being a man and being an alpha man. Because most people will say, well, beta is more queer, but no, it's not queer. It's just they just have more female tendencies because they was raised around women, and that's all they really know. So, like, you can have a basic conversation and just go left. They get emotional and just this, and that's mostly what women do. So it's not bad. It's just, like I said earlier, you gotta have A, you gotta have B, because if everybody was alpha men, how could everybody eat, right? All right. So the next is on my list is taking care of your health. Most men don't go to the doctor, don't go to the dentist. I went to the dentist like 2 weeks ago. Gotta go to the doctor. You gotta get your physical. You gotta get everything with your health right, because without a good gut and without your mind can think, you can't be the alpha man that you want to be. you can't lead a relationship like you want to. You can't lead your family with a glossy mind. Eat right. Most people always say, go diet and all that stuff. I wouldn't say do dieting, because when you diet, it can hurt you more as well, because you're losing nutrition from other areas. Maybe proteins. Maybe you can eat nuts. Different, even peanut butter, stuff like that. You ain't got to eat meat. Most people won't go vegan. They do the healthy. They do vitamins. So it's up to you. I mean, just stay healthy within a man, because women stay healthy. They know how to stay healthy. I believe, my opinion, women are more healthy than men, because men, we don't go to the doctor unless something is wrong. Your eye falling out, and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta go to the doctor. So yeah, you got to get your health together in order to stay healthy, in order to keep your mind focused. Number 6, being the breadwinner for you. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you got to do this to eat. You got to do that to be the man. But it's not about having fancy cars. It's not about having all the jewelry. It's not about taking expensive trips. That's part of it. Being the breadwinner for you, everything under you can take care of. So like, if you're doing it for your mom, your girlfriend, it's a certain point, it's going to get old and you're going to get frustrated and you're going to give up. But if you've been a breadwinner for you, you can go many places. Like I said earlier, open up an LLC, open up a business. You can do that, man. Stick in there, be the breadwinner, find a different way. Come up with different ideas. Don't be stagnant, mind-wise, when it comes to money, as going to 9 to 5. Now, granted, there's nothing wrong with school. Like I said, if you're a worker, you're a worker. You got 3 different sections. You got a worker, you got a boss, management, not boss, but you got management, and then you have boss, CEO. So it just depends on where are you. I'm more entrepreneur, boss, and manager, but I'm more of the boss situation. Now, if you're a worker, school is only for workers, because when you get out, you have all the debt, and then you have to get a job. Even if being a doctor, you have to get all these degrees, then you have to go and get a job to work every day. So that's being a worker. We need that. Without doctors, without lawyers, without things like that, this world, where would we be? Police officers, teachers. So we need workers. But it just defines where you at. Are you a worker? Are you a manager? Or you're a boss and CEO? Where you at? All right. Number 7, you don't need people to co-sign. This is important, because when you meet people, a lot of people need people to co-sign. They need that yes man. And with me, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what people do. As long as you don't touch me, as long as you don't do anything disrespectful to me, physical harm, we're good. Most celebrities, they have yes men and people that co-sign everything. That's why most fail, because when you have people in your corner just telling you what you want to hear, nobody goes against the grain, and then you will fail. So for you not needing people to co-sign, it'd be good. You'll go way far. Put people in your corner that's going to tell you how it really is. And I mean, that's simple as that. Number 8, pursue relationships when you're financially set. Don't be trying to get in a relationship when you don't have the money to. When you're dating, you have to take them out on dates and stuff like that. The reason why y'all do be expecting so much on a date, because y'all spending y'all last. And granted, some of these girls is using you. They got a guy that take them out to eat. They got a guy that trophy guy. They got a guy for sex. They got a guy for this, that, and the third. So a lot of y'all are being used. So you're using your last dollar that you work hard for. Then she's turning you off, and then you're mad and you want to fight, and you turn into that beta man, and all that can be good. Like, take time, build up, get your credit right, get yourself together. So when you finally get this young lady or woman or whatever, 18 plus now, you guys can have a happy relationship, because most 90, don't quote me, 85 to 90% of divorces is by finances. So even if you meet that special one, now granted, you might meet that special female that you head over heels for. Let me tell you this, man. If she likes you and she see you grinding and getting your things together, not saying she will wait, but she will keep in touch with you until you're ready. I mean, you just have to open up and say, hey, I'm on the grind right now and I'm trying to get this thing together. I'll be right back. Now, if she go on and get a wife, like a husband, and get pregnant and all that, she's just not meant to be. But whenever you get to that point where you're ready to go, pursue that, man. And hopefully that young lady will wait for you and you'll be good. Rule number 9, don't be a mama's boy. I can say forgive your mom, your parents, for whatever they did growing up. That makes a lot of beta men. Like, my dad wasn't ever there, so I hate him, and so on. So my mom was this, that. Like, forgive your parents, and you will be a wonderful man, because all that pressure that you had growing up, but for whatever you went through, you will be able to break that ice and go into the world and make everybody else happy. But yeah, being a mama's boy, you can't move on and have a wife or a wonderful girlfriend with being a mama's boy, because your mom is just gonna break it up. She's gonna want to move in. You're pretty much gonna be married to your moms, not in a real way, but mental way, because your mom gonna run a relationship. Everything's gonna be, oh, I can't do this without my mom. And you're gonna be 30 plus talking about what you can't do with your mom. And what woman gonna respect that? Because she's gonna want to be your queen, right? She's gonna be number one. Not saying your mom is just gonna get pushed to the side, but your mom can have a husband or a boyfriend and let them live life and travel. You and your girl, just because y'all going to Hawaii, you don't have to bring your mom. Now, I'm saying you could every so often, like everybody can have a family trip, but on the regular, nah, bro, you mama's boy. Let's see, number 10, if your dad isn't around, find a wonderful man to look up to as a mentor. This is very important. In our community, I can't blame the government or stuff like that, but a lot of things happen when it comes to unemployment, food stamps, Section 8, and stuff like that, where women would choose. Okay, let me give you an example. 1950s, 40s, you couldn't have a microwave with a husband. Even to this day, if you get government assistance like Section 8 or something like that, you can't have a man present. They will come check your home. You can't have clothes. You can't have this, that, and the third. The crack epidemic came out in the 80s. So a lot of people got hooked. A lot of families got twisted. A lot of situations happen. Like even now, you have women and stuff on unemployment, and once they're on unemployment, I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't need that. You do need a man. Your kids need a man, because you don't want your boy to be a beta. And like little girls love their father. Like they look up to their father. They need that man, alpha man, to guide them. So in future, when they do get married, they know what a man really is. So you need a man. It sounds good that, oh yeah, I don't need a man. You need a man. Even if you don't need a man, your kids need a man, because the real man is going to show them the ropes on how to succeed in life. Men, the little boy and the little girl. So you need that man. And as a dude, find a mentor. Not a drug dealer. Find a mentor. Preferably an OG. An old school dude that knows the ropes. because chivalry is dead, but I mean, certain women still like that. Number 11, take care of your kids. Even if you move on to a different family and, you know, your previous relationship, you have a baby mom and she puts you on child support. Sometimes I know it's hard because you get on child support and you can't support two families, but that's just how the situation is. Meaning, like, you paying child support over here and then you have another family that you got bills over here, but then how can you balance both? And I know people will say, well, you put yourself through that, but then, like I said, all a list of the other things. Situation is divorcing because if a man go get a job, man, say a couple together, you know, say they get married. If a man and a woman goes for that same job, the woman is going to get it. Because even at my jobs I had, most of the hierarchy was women. And they had husbands, but how can, and most likely, you know, like I said, either you're a worker that, you know, you could be a doctor, lawyer, dentist, and stuff like that. But that's a small percentage. If you think about school, it's 15 to 30 people in one class, right? That's only one class of that class. So you have different semesters, you have different periods. So how many people you think out of that class or semester, that school period, is going to succeed to be the doctor? It's not that many spaces. It's not that many spaces that's open for you to go open up a doctor's office or a dentist's office. So you got to understand that, how it works, even being an entrepreneur. Just because you got the money or you got the juice and the idea, it don't mean it's going to work. So, like, men is in a hard place of finding different things to make it go. Number 11 is, I did number 11. Number 12 is have school smarts and street smarts. You got to have both. School smarts, I'm saying, like mathematics, know marketing, know your history, know everything you're supposed to know, even in the streets. Don't let nobody sell you with a nickel, because people try to hustle you and outsmart you. And what I have best of both worlds. You school smarts, street smarts, and I'm pretty much equal. I can turn it on and off at any time. And some people try to hustle, like, the person tried to scam me the other day, and he was real good. But I start asking him questions, and he like, but you about to scam me? But that's how good I am when it comes to certain things. And then I could flip it to the corporate environment, with marketing or with sales, and still be on top of my game. So yeah, find best of both, so you can succeed in life with them all. Number 13, and this video just part 1, so I'm gonna do another segment as well. Number 13, be loyal to your word. If you say something, mean it. If you mean it, say something. Most people are not loyal these days. Everything is microwave. You can put a studio at your home and do YouTube videos. You can put a studio at your home to do music. You can learn how to be a DJ on YouTube. You can learn how to do anything on YouTube in Google. So loyalty is very short, because back in the day, even opening a business, everybody had pieces. One person knew how to do this, one person knew how to do that. So y'all come together to do a business. Now, if you give a person an idea, they think, I can do it myself. Let me Google it. They go and Google everything. Now they jump off the bridge with your idea that they thought they did and do a job, because they didn't put you in the mix, because you had the sauce and they don't. So they spent 2 months Googling this and Googling that, and y'all could have made millions other than making $1,000, because they thinking that they're doing it themselves. So loyalty goes far within you. Start with you. Everybody around you, hopefully they'll watch this video and they'll understand that loyalty is the key, because then y'all all can come together. Pass this video on, man. I'm doing more. This part 1, I'm gonna do part 2, part 3. And I might bring somebody else on as well, man. I appreciate y'all time. Share this with all your friends, your family, preferably all the young men so they understand what being a man is. I'm going to be doing more segments real soon. I appreciate y'all time and, hold it down. Peace.